I read about police car undone with real donuts and airplane go fly away. Dito, telephone booth at one time. The dome completely disappear.
It was my first week on the job. I wasn't expecting anything big. I mean, what the heck is Pi Day?
My thesis is due in 2 months. I have not been home in 3 days. I was just looking for a quiet place to work.
So I was walking around and I heard some voices. Sounded pretty suspicious. So I went over to investigate, and I found this handheld, battery-powered Kenwood TK421 radio transmitter just sitting on the ground.
We turned the corner and saw a couple of janitors playing poker.
It was like a janitor casino night or something. There were hundreds of them, everywhere. And there was a giant roulette wheel.
Of course, they were sitting right in front of the door we needed to go through.
And a craps table.
230.
And a whole row of slot machines.
And then the Frosh had a great idea.
So when I went on the orange tours, these guys took me through some tunnels and a secret passageway, and I almost hit my head, and I had no idea where we were, but eventually we got to the dome and it was really cool, and I was sure I could get there again.
I was working for hours. It was almost time for lunch, and then I heard noises in the ceiling. Not above the ceiling, not below the ceiling, in the ceiling.
I heard about a disturbance in Building 7. I already had the handheld battery-powered Kenwood TK421 radio transmitter. I put 2 and 2 together. My daddy, he was on the Houston SWAT team, taught me a thing or two about investigating. So I switched into stealth mode to go find out what was going on.
She wouldn't shut up about the orange tour, and we finally gave in and followed her just to keep it quiet. She took us into an air duct, and we ended up just a bit further away than where we started. I couldn't deal with her anymore, so I told her to wait outside and be a lookout. She gave me a walkie-talkie, but as soon as I was out of sight, I chucked that thing off. Seriously, what did you think this was?
I take 100 picture of hack. Such good fortune. I see hack at MIT.
So over winter break, my daddy took me to this really cool store, and I bought a 25-piece lockpicking set, and a utility belt, and a headlamp, and this really cool spy outfit, and some walkie-talkies. And oh my god, I can't believe they let me come!
I can't believe we let her come.
I saw flashes coming through the windows. I could not take it anymore. I just wanted to work. I had to stop them.
So while I was on watch, I saw these people walking by, and I kept calling him on the walkie-talkie, but he wasn't answering, and I knew I had to warn him. Luckily, I brought along my flare gun in case the electromagnetic field from the dome canceled radio transmissions.
I started hearing voices on the radio again, so I taped it.
2:47 a.m. Note to self. Tight underwear is not conducive to stealth mode.
Sorry about that.
Oh, aren't you at the dome? I told you you should have taken my advice and gone
To Baker, but I couldn't find them, and they weren't answering, so I figured I'd just meet them here. And I met up with Liz and Amanda, and when they heard what I'd been doing, they totally freaked out.
I found the culprit near the scene of the crime. He started telling me his whole life story. I really didn't understand him, and he looked like one of them fellas that the president's always talking about, if you know what I mean.
I've been in this country for 5 years. I need to get a job so I can get green card and stay here. My family, they make sacrifices so that I can come to this country, and then this cock bitch arrests me.
Another group of hackers was already there, setting up Pi about 50 times the size we had planned.
Forgive me!
So then I just went home. And then I found $5.
I called it a night, and then I found $5.
And we were up all night, and I told them a whole bunch about hacking, but not everything, because a good hacker never reveals all her secrets. And then I found $5.
They never read me my rights. I have no rights. I stayed in the station all night long, and then I found $5.
$5!